Welcome everybody back to another edition of Unscripted Sports Show. I'm your host, Money E, aka Eric. This is episode 21. Um, this is the college football episode for week 10. We are in week 10. Wow, there's about I think a month left of the season. I think this week is the college football rankings. The first playoff rankings will be coming out, I think, this Tuesday. Next Tuesday, on November 5th, on Election Day. Yes, on Election Day. Go out and vote. Um, yeah, so the rankings going to come out next week, Tuesday, Election Day. Big day in America. Uh, so yeah, that's gonna be fun to see the. I believe it's gonna be next week. It should be coming out on Tuesday. It said I googled it and said November, so I'm assuming it's the first Tuesday in November. But I don't know if they push it back to 12th because it's election day, but we'll see. Um, Either way, it's coming out in the next week or so. Um, It'd be interesting to see who number one is. There's some big games this week. We'll go over. I'm picking 10. I'm back to 10 picks this week. Um, let's go over last week. Last week, I was no, that's my wrong one. Yeah, that's my best record on the bottom ticker. Last week, hold on. Last week, yeah, on the ticker is both the my record is 49-41 now. I was 72 last week, only did 9 to get back to an even number. Um, yeah, 72 last week. Let's go real quick. Go over the games. I will be doing a NFL show at about 12:30, so right after this. So I had Pittsburgh last week against Syracuse. Easy cash. They won 41-13. I had Boston College over Louisville. Boston College was winning that game for most of the game, and then they blew it, and they lost 31-27. Wayne State over UNLV. Cash there. Notre Dame over Navy. Easy cash there. I thought that was going to be closer. Oregon over Illinois. I thought that was going to be closer. That's an easy cash. Alabama over Missouri. I had Alabama scoring the right amount of points. Missouri didn't score any. Texas A&M and LSU. Another one that LSU had the lead and they blew it. So the two losses I had, both teams, Boston College and LSU, um, had the lead and blew it in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I could have been 9-0 this week if it wasn't for LSU and Boston College. Oh well. Penn State beats Wisconsin. SMU beats Duke. Easy cash. I mean, in overtime, 28-27. So that could have been a loss there. So yeah, 7-2 last week, 49-41 on the season, 90 games picked so far. And we'll get to it. And we'll get 100 games picked. And then my best bets from last week went 2-2, 4-5 on my best bet. I have play of this season coming up on this episode. Um, it's my it's a I think it's the lock of the year for me, at least. But we'll get to that. And the first game I will predict is the first game is tomorrow. San Diego State going to number 15, Boise State. Boise State is 23.5-point favorite. I predict Boise State to roll here 35-14. It should be an easy win for Boise State. But you never know. It's Friday night, so anything can happen. And yeah. Oh, by the way, happy Halloween. That's why I have the orange in the back for Halloween. So happy Halloween, everybody. Next game, Ohio State, number five, Ohio State travels to Happy Valley to face the undefeated Penn State Nittany Lions and Happy Valley and Penn State. I think Ohio State's going to win here. Franklin can't win big game, so I'm going to stick with that. Can Penn State win? Of course. They're at home. They're undefeated. This is the best Franklin team he's had, so this is their best chance to beat Ohio State in the Franklin era. This is their best shot. They're at home. They're the underdog, but that's because Ohio State is Ohio State. I don't see Ohio State losing 2 games in the regular season. So I think it's going to be Ohio State and Oregon rematch in the Big Ten. Just like I didn't see Georgia losing their 2 games in the SEC in the regular season, and they went on a roll and beat Texas. They exposed Texas. For the frauds they are. Yeah, I think Texas are frauds. But Texas wasn't good as they were. Their record were when they were undefeated. They were beating up on some bad teams, but that's not here or there. I think Ohio State and Oregon are going to have a rematch in the Big Ten championship game, just like I think it's going to be Georgia and Texas in the rematch in the SEC championship game. And then Miami and Clemson, the ACC. Big 12 is the big one. I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe Kansas State and Iowa State. It looks like it could be those 2, or even BYU is in the mix with those. It could be those 3. One of those 3. 2 of those 3 teams. But I'll probably predict those championship games next week because since it's going to be November and closer to the end of the year, so I'll do that next week. Yeah, I think Ohio State's going to win here 27-20. I think it's going to be a close game. It should be a fun game. 12 noon on Fox. Fox is on campus, so it's a big game. It's probably the biggest game in maybe 10-15 years for Penn State. It's the biggest game in like 15 years. Penn State. If they win here, they're still in the mix for the Big Ten championship game and possibly a top 4. Don't forget Indiana's still in the mix too. So next game after this will be Ole Miss traveling to Arkansas. Arkansas, I think, wins here. I think Ole Miss are frauds. I don't think they're that good. So I sprinkle that money line at plus 225. Ole Miss is -7, so Arkansas +7 spot here too. Arkansas first half too. Arkansas wins 24-21. Yeah, I'm moving this a little faster than usual. Maybe. Duke traveling to Miami, number 5 Miami. Miami's undefeated. They've gotten some crazy wins lately. Some close wins. Every time I picked them to lose, they won. Those 3 games I picked them to lose. So I'm picking them to win and crush Duke here. Yeah. 41-24. I think Duke gets a late touchdown to get 24. So, but it's gonna be a blowout. Miami wins 41-24. Miami is legit. I'll say that. Cam Ward, if it wasn't for Genty in Boise State, he would be the Heisman Trophy runner up. I mean, not runner up, front runner. Number one, Oregon, traveling to the Big House in Michigan to face the defending champions. Oregon, I think, wins here. They win by 2 touchdowns, 34-20, but I think Michigan keeps it close in the first half. I would sprinkle some on that first half spread for Michigan, maybe even the first half money line. It should be a good game, but I think Oregon pulls away late in the fourth quarter and wins 34-20. I just don't think Michigan has the quarterback to keep them in the game, but somehow they get 20 points because they'll get a defensive touchdown, maybe even 2. But I think Michigan keeps it close for 3/4 of the game. Oregon pulls away in the fourth. Oregon comes away and goes 9-0 and gets winning at the Big House. Another good game, Texas Tech and Iowa State. Iowa State's undefeated too. Number 11, Iowa State hosts Texas Tech. I think Iowa State wins here, 27-17. They're in the mix for the Big 12 championship game with BYU and Kansas State. So that's going to be a good race, good month. It's going to be a good November for the Big 12 because it's a 3-team race, maybe even 4-team race. I think I'm missing a team, maybe Utah, but I think Utah is out of it. But yeah, it's 3-team race between Iowa State, Kansas State, and BYU. So it should be fun. I don't know if any of them played each other. I forget. I have to check. Next game is Indiana, number 13, Indiana, 8-0, traveling to Michigan State. As in Indiana remains undefeated here, and they crushed Michigan State 38-10, and they remain in the Big Ten race. So in the Big Ten, it could be a 4-team race if Penn State loses for 2 spots in the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis. So the Big Ten race is going to be just as interesting as the Big 12 race. I think those are the best 2 races, and even the SEC race is going to be fantastic to watch too. So this last month of the season is going to be great. It's going to be great for college football. I'm looking forward to it, especially with college basketball coming up. College sports is going to be fun to watch this next month. This next month or 2. I love college basketball, so I'm looking forward to the season. I will probably be doing not a big preview, but at least predictions on each conference winner. Probably drop that next Tuesday when the season starts. Conference winners and Final Four and national championship winner. So it's not gonna be a huge preview, but at least I'm gonna predict each conference and then just a conference winner and then national champion and Final Four prediction. So next game, Texas A&M in South Carolina. I think Texas A&M goes into South Carolina and wins. I don't think South Carolina is as good as they were a month ago. I think they win 31-17, and they remain in the big SEC race. If Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, they're all in that race. 2 more to go. Louisville travels to Clemson. I don't think Louisville is as good as I thought they were. I thought they were going to beat Miami 2 weeks ago, but they didn't. Clemson wins here, covers the spread, wins easily, 38-14. Clemson is good. I think Clemson wins the ACC. I think they're the ones who beat Miami, and they get the top 4 spot in the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see where they put Miami and Clemson, but I think it put Miami ahead of Clemson, obviously. But it'd be interesting to see if Clemson is that 5th or 16. I'm interested to see who is 5 through 8, because there's a bunch of teams that could be 5 through 8. Next game, last game, probably the best game of the weekend on Saturday is Pittsburgh versus SMU. Number 18 Pittsburgh travels to SMU. Number 20 SMU. SMU is 7-1. Pitt is 7-0. A lot of people think Pitt is frauds. I don't. I think this is going to be a good game, but I think SMU hands them their first loss, 41-31, and they cover the spread. But this is going to be a closer game than the score, 41-31 SMU. And the ACC race is going to be interesting because if SMU wins, then they're still in the mix, and Pittsburgh's still in the mix. So the ACC could be a 14 race if SMU wins. Pittsburgh wins, it's probably a 3-team race. So, because Pittsburgh would probably be in the lead because they're undefeated, and Miami and Clemson both lost, but they lost out of conference. So, no, Miami didn't lose. Never mind. Miami and Pittsburgh would be the ACC matchup in the championship game if Pittsburgh wins this week. So let's get to Friday's bets. I like the under 57.5. I don't think San Diego State can score. Boise State's gonna score, but I think they tone it down a little when they're up like 3 touchdowns. So I think the under hits here. I don't think San Diego can score what they need to score to get over. But yeah, because I had 35-14, and that's only 40. That's only 52. No, that's 42. No, that's only 49. 49. Sorry. I don't know why I said 52. It's 49. So Saturday's best bet. I have Texas A&M covering against South Carolina, -2 on FanDuel. I think this should be an easy bet here, but it's never easy going to play in South Carolina. So yeah, my money play best bet of the season. Ohio State covers 3.5. I usually don't like the 3.5 or 7.5, but until proven otherwise, I think Ohio State wins. Ohio State, as I said, I think they want. I think it's going to be Ohio State and Oregon in the Big Ten championship game, and Penn State just doesn't beat Ohio State. I don't know the last time they beat Ohio State. It wasn't. I don't think Franklin has beat Ohio State. So, until proven otherwise, I'm taking Ohio State. But if this loses, then I'm happy for Penn State because I do like Penn State. I just don't like James Franklin. So if it loses, and I'll be happy for Penn State because I have Penn State family that went to Penn State. My brother, my cousin-in-law. So I have family members that went to Penn State. So I'm rooting for Penn State, but until proven otherwise, I'm taking Ohio State to cover here. It's going to be a good game. Probably this game, Penn State game, and this SMU game are probably the 2 games I'm looking forward to. But I won't be able to watch the Penn State game. But I think I catch the second half. But it should be fun. Go Penn State. Even though this is my money play season play of the year, I'm kind of rooting for. It's weird because this is my money play of the year, but yet I'm kind of rooting for Penn State because I hate Ohio State. But this is the bet. So betting wise, I'm rooting for it to win, but if it loses, I won't be totally upset. But I'm probably going to only put 3 or 4 units on it, possibly, maybe. But it is my best bets of the year. My money play best bet of the season. I normally, yeah, this is the one I'm confident in. So until proven otherwise, if Penn State proves me wrong, then they prove me wrong. I won't be totally upset because I don't like Ohio State. So betting wise, this is my play of the year, play of the season. So, but in about 20 minutes, I'll be live with my brother for NFL Week 9. We discussing that. Um, yeah. So everybody, stay safe. Happy Halloween. Later. Money eat out.